Welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another anime review. This time around, we're going to be talking about Parallel World Pharmacy. And yep, it's one of those, it's another isekai, and an interesting, a different style of isekai. So let's give you a quick just synapse of what Parallel World Pharmacy is. It's the story of a world-class medical researcher, Kanji let me try to see if I can pronounce this right. Kanji Yakkyoku, who lost his little sister due to a tumor years ago due to an ineffective treatment. To honor her legacy, he has dedicated his research to developing new medicines for such conditions, but as fate would have it, he overworks himself and passes away at the age of 31. Man, just right around my age. Only to be given a second chance at life in another world. When he wakes up, Kanji finds himself in the body of a 10-year-old boy named Falma. Isn't it Pharma? That is Pharma. Falma? Yeah, it's okay. Falma. De Medici. I like how his last name is literally almost medicine. And the son of an esteemed family of medical practitioners in Senflu Empire. Bearing the mark of a deity divine blessing, Falma is capable of performing unique divine arts, allowing him to create and reduce any substance with the knowledge of his chemical properties. So that's kind of the basic synapse that I read on my anime list. But yeah, so we're following Kanji, now Falma, what's interesting about this show is it's dealing with a lot of interesting medical stuff, and what's interesting is a lot of isekais always deal with medieval stuff, right? And we're doing that again here. And I like how we're taking this style of modern medicine and channeling it into this type of show where he's like, yes, I have the knowledge and I have the ability, because he has magic, right? And to create certain medicines and help society. And I like this show, and it's interesting how we take this, because it's once again another isekai where you go to another world that has medicine, medieval style, and reasonably we have an overpowered character again, but I like how he's really focusing on what he did in his previous life, which was he was a medical researcher, and then just trying to help those around him, and just kind of build up his surrounding and the people around him in the kingdom to just better improve their lives. And I think that's the best way this show works, because it has moments where he's trying to figure out what he's doing for himself, what he's doing with his servants, basically his servants, trying to build up a pharmacy to help the community, and then how people oppress him because of how people run there, because he's part of the royal practitioners, and then so he's like a royal pharmacist, which is interesting to say. And then there's commoner pharmacists, and a lot of the medicine right now that's happening in this world is all just kind of standard herbs and stuff like that, kind of old stuff, and trying to just develop some common sense. What's interesting is kind of how the finale works, and how it takes a previous like known disease in our world, and how we were affected during this recent time during our like pandemic. So seeing this show and seeing how a country would react to that when there's very little way to handle it. So yeah, it's it's a fun show, and there are key episodes I liked. I just felt there are moments in this show where I think things could have been expanded more, because the world building in certain episodes are really cool and explored, but they're short-lived when they're explaining certain things like divine arts, how certain parts of the church works, or how there's evil spirits, because the way things work, and it feels like when the show starts, it's not really a big spoiler, because it's kind of one of the first few things you learn in the beginning is just this, how people are viewed and how some sicknesses are viewed as not kind of like a plague, but more like an evil spirit possessing you, and nothing can be done. And it's kind of realistic to how some things like that were part of like our world too. It's just like some just diseases felt like they were like demons like cursing you or something, and it's like, wow, I want to see how they explore some of these things and how they explain it, because boy, the finale kind of really showcases it, but it leaves like a lackluster tone, and it felt like this could have been better explained in certain moments. That's what sucks. Like the world that's building up just felt underwhelming, and I wish they could have done more, because I liked Falma, and I liked the rest of the cast they had, because for the most part, you're kind of following Falma, the young child pharmacist, and his assistant Eleanor, who is a top student and like the number one student to his father, so kind of like his apprentice, I would say. That's the best way I can tell. And then Charlotte, kind of his servant assistant himself, who kind of just is always there for him, and it's always sweet. She's like the little bit of ray of sunshine for Falma, and I really liked her. And I'm glad they really didn't like dumb down her character in certain moments. There's like she was there for key parts, and I liked it. Same thing with Eleanor. Her like initial scenes and how she evolves works really well, and that's the thing. It's just like the show like slowly evolved to something fun. It just didn't pop off, and it just never like hit that crescendo, and that's kind of a little disappointing. And yeah, it's just there's moments I just wanted more. There was always moments I wanted more, and it just never pushed it. Besides that, just some of the fun moments where he's talking about medicines is kind of cool, and just explaining stuff, and that's always fun when they're using some semblance of interesting case. What was that name of that show about like blood and white blood cells like that? That was a fun show, just because they were using like semblance of human anatomy and stuff like that, and explaining certain things and how it works. That's how this show was in the sense with medicine, and like, oh, if this has that, if these are the chemicals, it's like that's the cool part. I just wish there was more moments like that, or more moments of just world building, because like for a show with like magic and like divine arts or whatever you want to call it, it was like you get some battle scenes, which was interesting, but besides that, you don't really get much besides for that, because this show it doesn't feel like this show should supposed to be a battle anime. It's supposed to be a show trying to showcase medicine and the evolution of that in the Empire, or what is it, the Empire? Yeah, the Empire. And when it shows, and that's good. It just sometimes it's like, okay, I don't know. It's just, I wish like I said, I wish there was a little bit more to it, a little bit more, and it's a little disappointing. But it was a good show, and I liked it. It just, I wanted more, but it's a good 12 episode anime. I'm just kind of rambling at this point, so I hope there's a season 2. It kind of felt like it ended at a season 2, because I want more world building. I generally do, and I hope to see more of it. But yeah, those are my thoughts for Parallel World Pharmacy. I'm gonna give this one, you know what, 7 out of 10. It was a good show. Like I said, it's one of those shows where it was like it was hitting a mark, or maybe is it good or fine? Maybe a 6. No, I'm gonna stick with a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 just because of its a bit of uniqueness, a little bit. I'm gonna give it a 7 just for its like slight uniqueness. Like if it had more of your basic isekai stuff, like more base, I think I would have given this one a 6. But it really showcased the people and how medicine worked, and I like that. So I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I feel comfortable with that one. And I hope if they make a season 2, they explore a little bit more in the world. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of Parallel World Pharmacy. Were you expecting a isekai about a pharmacist? But yeah, these days there's an isekai about just about anything. But yeah, so let me know what you thought down in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on any of the podcasting platforms, let me know on Instagram where I make a post. But yeah, thank you again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.